All right, hello everybody. Welcome you guys to video number 2 of this week. Welcome you guys. Welcome. I'm glad to see you guys all doing good here today. Glad to see you guys all doing well. In today's video, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be covering how to set up your RV sewer hose when it comes to dumping your black water and your gray water tanks. So before we get into that, I would like to let you all know that if you're watching the video, I will suggest you to please like and subscribe. And for beginners that do not know of RVing, RVing is like a very serious task, and it's something really fun that you can do. And basically, with all the necessities that you have, we're going to be going into that a little bit. So, before we get started, there has been a couple of changes that I wanted to address you guys today. Okay, so before we start, the Braves and the Phillies postponed their opening game today. So, if you guys have heard, I was a little bit upset about that this morning, and that was it. So, I just want you guys to know the Phillies and the Braves will have opening day tomorrow. So we are going to ask that you please tune in to Bally Sports South, which is a very good idea. Okay. So today, what we're going to do is I'm going to sit down for this video here. And what I'm going to do with you guys today is talk about RV sewer hose setups. So what I'm going to do here is discuss what a sewer hose setup is like. So before we get into that, I'm going to go ahead and introduce you guys to the parts of RV sewer hoses that are needed, okay? So before we get into that, I'm going to introduce you guys a little bit to the technique of RVing, okay? RVing is a very fun trip that you can do, okay? So what we have here is a 90-degree sewer elbow or a 4-inch 90-degree elbow pipe. Now, what we're going to do today is we're going to show you how your RV sewer hose is going to connect to this. So here we have a 55-gallon blue barrel, and this is going to be our sewer. This is going to be our sewer or our septic tank. Now, what does that mean? Now, raw sewage is simply put, what it is like is you have raw sewage like your pee, your poop, your all your other stuff that you have, like puke, toilet paper, poop, and just really gritty water. Okay, so what we're going to do here is I'm moving everything around a little bit so that you guys can see. So if you guys can see, this is the hose. We're going over each part, okay, before we get into setting up the RV sewer hose, okay? So before we get into that, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to grab the first part here. We're going to work our way from the back, and we're going to go all the way to the front. This, my friends, or this, ladies and gentlemen, is called the Valterra Flush King. This is the Valterra Flush King. This basically hooks up to the rear end of the hose. And then you have the sewer hose itself right here. And then you also have your 90-degree sewer adapter. Now, the first thing that we're going to do when it comes to setting up your RV is locate your sewer, which is right here. This is your sewer, okay? So what we're going to do here is we're going to grab this is our 90-degree sewer. And what we're going to do is we're going to hook these up into the 55-gallon drum or the 55-gallon barrel. So what's going to happen here is that the pollutants are going to go into this tank. All right? All of the pollutants are going to go in this tank. So once you get to the point where all the fluids will go into the tank, what we're now going to do is we're now going to take our sewer hose and we're going to hook up the front end of the sewer hose, which is basically the mouth end of the mouth of the sewer hose. Basically, if you know what sewer hose is like. It's like a big, huge slinky. So this is basically a typical RV sewer hose at this point. All right. So this right here, I'm using tonight as a demo to show you guys what happens when it comes to connecting your your hose to the sewer. Okay. Now the next thing you're going to do is you're going to take your lug fitting of the sewer hose and you're going to connect it to the 90-degree. You're going to take it and connect it to the 90-degree elbow like this. See this? But now what you need to do is make sure that this fitting is real tight. You want to make sure it's real tight here at this point, okay? So habitually at this point, what you need to do is make sure that the fitting is tightened up, all right? So what we're going to do here is you can see the fitting is already on there now. And the next thing we're going to do is this. So once you're ready to use your RV sewer hose, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to grab the rear end part of the sewer hose and remove the drip cap from the rear end. And then what we're going to do is we're going to install the Valterra Flush King. Now to do that, what you're going to do is you're going to take the lug fitting end of the Valterra Flush King, which is this, and you're going to take the bayonet fitting part of the sewer hose, and you're going to take it and you're going to install, where you're going to rotate until this clicks. You're going to rotate until this clicks, and then that'll be it. Now, another thing that you can do here when it comes to installing your RV sewer hose is make sure that you have a really good secure fit, a good secure tight fit, okay? Don't attempt to do anything stupid, or don't attempt to do anything like wiggle around with it or anything like that, okay? So one thing I want you guys to see here is this. What I'm going to show you guys here is this. Now that the sewer hose is connected, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put this down into the sewer, okay? And what's going to happen here is I'm using a grate to hold on to the sewer hose itself. So what I'm doing here is I'm extending out the hose itself a little bit, and then to show you guys what that looks like, I'll pick up the camera and explain it to you guys a little bit before we get into the much bigger demonstration. So before I do that, we probably won't need this 90-degree pipe. We'll probably take it off, and then once I take it off, then I'll just simply put, this pipe will not come off. There it goes. There it goes. So what we'll do here is I'm going to install this fitting again so that you guys can see what it looks like installed on the sewer, okay? So to give you guys a little bit of a example of what it looks like, I'm going to put it down inside the sewer this time, okay? It's going to look like this. So you see, this is what your sewer hose is supposed to look like on your RV sewer hose setup. Now, in most RV sewer hose cases, if you want to extend your RV sewer hose out, you need to do so, okay? So what you need to do when it comes to you being 15 feet away from the RV is you can stand up, and what you can do is this hose right here at the end, you can pick it up, and you can pick it up, and then you can extend it out fully if you want to, okay? Let's say this hose extends out to 15 feet, okay? This hose right here extends out to 15 feet. If you want it at about 10 feet, that's where you're going to have it, okay? So let me show you guys the setup once I put the sewer hose down. Let's say that this is your RV or your camper, okay? And so what we're going to do is I'm going to pick my phone up and hold it and show it to you guys what the sewer hose looks like when it goes down into the sewer, okay? So what I'm going to show you guys here is a little bit of this. So when the raw sewage goes from the camper into the sewer, it's like raw influent being pulled into the into what is called a bar screen or a like a small influent type channel. So what I'm going to do here is this. So you see this end right here, you're supposed to have down in the sewer. You're not supposed to have this part out, okay? You don't need to have this part out of the sewer as always, okay? That's a really big no-no when it comes to having this part out of the sewer. So what you're going to do here is you're going to stick this part back into the sewer, which is located right here. See this? What you're going to do is take this part right here and you're going to put it back into the sewer, which basically is a really big hole in the ground. See there? That's your sewer, okay? And back here is your camper, okay? This is your camper, and this is your sewer. Now, once I'm finished, okay, once I'm finished with my sewer hose, the next thing I'll do is I'll unhook it from the camper, okay? The next thing I'll do is unhook it from the camper. I'll show you how that is done when I move over a little bit to the side so you guys can see what the heck I'm fixing to do here, okay? So the next thing I'm fixing to do is pick this hose up, and the next thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to unhook this unit right here. See this unit here? I'm fixing to unhook this unit, which is the first step of disassembling the RV sewer setup. Now, you're going to take this part off, which is right here on the Valterra Flush King. So you see here, what you really need to do is make sure that you have your hooks aligned, with the ends of the RV sewer hose and the Flush King adapter unit. All right, so now that I have this hose unhooked, I'm now going to condense the hose down to the maximum length it is supposed to be. What I'm going to do here is take the 90-degree elbow out, and I'm going to unhook it, and then I'm going to collapse the unit down to 53 inches. So this is what the unit looks like when it is not in use. You see this? This is what the unit looks like when it is not in use. So that's what you're going to get when it comes to RVing. That's something that you have to do when you're RVing every night and every weekend. All right. It doesn't matter if you're doing it like every 2 to 3 days. You got to do it at least sometimes every day, because with that raw sewage is basically real stinky, and it can sometimes get your RV smell like a sewage treatment plant or whatever. Okay, now, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for today's video. That is going to be it. So, ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow for our next video, we're going to demonstrate how the flow. We're going to talk about troubleshooting. We're going to talk about troubleshooting problems that you may experience with your sewer hose, and we're going to talk about how to understand problems that you may have with a typical RV sewer hose. And that will be it for tonight's video. So hopefully everybody can enjoy this video, and hopefully everybody can watch it. If it gets too dark, if it's too dark for y'all, just text me, tell me in the comments and let me know about what's going on and all this other stuff too. Okay, so now that I'm finished showing you how to set up your RV sewer hose, we're now going to get into a little bit more about what rules you have to follow when it comes to setting up your RV sewer hose. Now, like I told you last night in the previous video that I did, I did a video called RV sewer hose do's and don'ts. Like, I did that a little bit before, and it has been a day since I did a video of that. And so tonight I'm doing a video again for you all. And so that will be it for today. That will be it for today's video. So hopefully you guys can join with me as I prepare to show you guys. We're going to talk about troubleshooting. Your RV sewer hose problems. We're going to talk about problems that you may experience with your RV sewer hose. And that's going to be it for tonight's video. So before I do end the video, though, I was wanting to tell you guys this. All right, if you are gonna watch the Atlanta Braves tomorrow, I'm gonna suggest you guys to do it. Please do it. All right, because opening day has been pushed to tomorrow. That will be it for today's video. Have a great day.